Okay, so World's Breakdown. This is TCG, right? Or this is what's it called? 9 other, 2 tiers. Either this deck sucks. I would love to play tier, but yep. 2 Snake Eye, which is less than expected. The deck is not unplayable. 2 Lab is more than expected. 2 Branded, I think this deck sucks. 3 Voiceless, I also think this deck sucks. The problem with Voiceless is like it's built in a way that it's supposed to be Malice, right? Because Sarvis is great as a disruption goes, and you have Omni Negates too. But it's low-key kind of weak to cards like Impulse and Bestials, and like Malice has those cards, right? So the matchup becomes hard in that perspective. And if they get to set up their field against you, then you can't play well into theirs. So I don't like this deck. Puppet, Tempai, 6 Tempai. About what I expected. 6 Mermaid Lantern. I think this deck should play a little more, but as people were swapping out Mento. I think Mento is a better one. People should play more Mento. And then yeah, obviously every team had Rizal and Malice. So Malice was played the most. It had a win rate of 55%. Win coin win rate 80%. That's fucked. But like, so is this, right? These don't take into account a Maxi Resolve, of course, yeah. Mermail 70% and Rizal 71, right? Like, these are gross. This is over decent sample sizes. At 46 games. Mermail low-key performing pretty well, right? Because at a higher go second win rate as well. We were on the fence in which of these 2 decks would be the better second deck. We ended up playing Memento. I played both, but I could switch between them pretty easily. That tier did not do well, unsurprisingly. Look at this. Snake is fucking ass. That's why I don't like Snake. Like 16% go second win rate. And Christian as well. This deck just didn't do that well. We tried this. Weren't a fan. The thing with this deck is like you build it to beat Malice. Because in theory the trap helps you because it says your guys can't be banished on the field. So it makes Cryptor way worse and NTP way worse. And then you have good disruption. You don't play Lights or Darks. You're not weakened to Bestials. And you have a lot of non-engine. But it just still lost grinding games and just inconsistency problems. And that's why we played Mermail instead. Yeah, this is pretty expected. I think this deck is low-key like another pseudo FTK deck, which is part of like the problems I have with it. Branded did better than I expected going first, but sure. Blue Eyes is 100%. Damn, that's nice. They cooked. Lab did shit. Sure. There's one going first. Sprite as well, decently. Okay. Arcana Force. 3 games played. I thought Ryan only played it twice. And one of them was the troll time. I don't think anybody else brought Arcana Force, right? Josh put stun on the board. Yep. Fiendsmith control. Sure, Enzo. Yeah, and Ubel and Vanquish will shit the bed. I was talking about decks here. We all knew going in, Malice was the best deck in the format. It dominated. Rizal right behind. Below that, what we'd call that is we have a dog on the team, right? So you have one player playing Malice, one player playing Rizal, and then you have a dog. The dog plays something else. So we joke like Pack was the dog, Nesh is the dog because they played Memento. I was the dog on my team. I played Malice, Mermail, or Mermail Memento, I mean. And the rest of the format kind of revolved around that. Decks to beat Malice or Rizal to switch out against, and decks to play against people that were queuing counter queues, right? So if someone played a Senpai deck or Crooked Cook deck to beat my Rizal deck, I'd switch to a different deck to beat those, which is why we had the Arcana Force. Dreams Future. Tosku Freedom Stellar. Rizal, Malice, Mermail. They never switched. So their dog was Mermail, which I think is fine. Under mine is here. Other deck, okay. Freedom played Blue Eyes, went 3-0 with it. True. Tasku's win rate, not hot, obviously. Rizal and Puppet. So Puppet's idea is an FTK deck for Tempai, right? But then what they were saying is it's also good against Memento. Team leader should be on the best deck. It's like that, right? They should. However, for our team, Ray pretty much said he's playing Malice and can't play anything else. Which is why we did that. Console, Josh, Emra. Oh, total win rate's here. 38%. Okay. Exact same as the coin win rate, which is kind of disgusting. So is this. Stellar put up a plus, which is good. Console 64, and then Josh and Emra both didn't have a great time, but it does happen, obviously. Josh's Mento deck not working out. I think it talks about Josh not playing a Horned Dragon. I think hurt him. This is another one. Interesting. Malice Mermail performing here, but Rizal did not. Alignments, how do they do? All not great. Does happen, though. Goyoku holding it down again. Ragnarok, killer here. Yeah, Luca did excellent this tournament because he hears coin win rate. These guys both won every single match they went first. Obviously, that means some luck, but also means they knew what they were doing. It's pretty good. And like, look at this. Nesh negative win rate here, 47%. But again, he's the dog. He has the worst deck, so he's playing from behind every game. I do not like how much he played Snake Eyes. This deck is fucking ass. Team 7, you can see how bad we did here. Obviously, I'm not happy with any of our win rates here. My coin toss rate wasn't the worst, but I bricked so fucking much. Oh, that's Ray's. This is mine. Yeah, and all 3 of us went negative. Like, we lost more than we won our rolls. He only played Arcana Force twice. I don't know why it shows up 3 times. These interviews baited you into bringing a guy into bringing Arcana Force? Nah, it was good, trust. Fala Galera, yeah, their win rate's all very strong. This was super solid. And then Jude only one with like a really good coin rate. The other 2 did clutch up. I don't like this though. I know they're confident on it, this Malice Mento pick. I don't like this pairing that much. Malice should have stood on its own, in my opinion. Soul Form. This one is rough. I wonder how much is bad luck and how much is like... how much is their own fault? Because 7% is brutal. Like, that is world record low. Like, I don't know if we'll ever get a win rate lower than 7%. And you're on Malice? That too. He never won a single game on Malice. He never won a coin flip. Or never won a single game. He won 1 coin flip with it. Played Tenpai 4 times and won once. And he won 3 coin flips with Tenpai. That's funny. You won 1 coin flip and bricks. I relate. You just assumed he played Arcana Force 3 times because he bricked for Striker Tenpai. I would have thought, no, he was playing Ryzel. We didn't know that his opponent was on Striker or Tenpai at that point. He was playing Ryzel. He drew fucking Fua, Star, Cross, Ash. And his opponent fucking first action sales ban Ash. And we're like, no, we're dead. Voice listings, meh. Yeah, Tier, it's not a good deck, man. Their team win rate's not great. They kind of sneaked by. Malice player carrying, obviously. And then FCG. Wow. Mimaway's coin luck rate was insane, right? I guess it petered off at the end. But at the start, it was like started off 6 coin flips in a row we won. God of War also had crazy. Hit the best coin win rate. Is it God of War? 66.6. Guy's a demon. 71 with Goyoku again. Wow. Okay. That's why maybe the 50%. This is less good now that you look at this. Who lost in time? Chris. The thing is, there's a lot of things to look at, right? It's a small tournament. It's only 12 teams. Only 5 rounds each, pretty much, and then top 4. So data here is not nothing, but it's not a ton either. But it should give you an idea of how the format kind of was for us. Coin toss is very important, and sometimes you still lost because you bricked. It happened a lot. These were definitely the 4 decks to look out for, these 4 here. I think everyone kind of agreed there was not much there. Some players missed that and went for like Tier instead, which I think is a huge mistake, but there were some. And that was kind of the format. It wasn't great, and obviously I don't want to complain about it too much because it does sort of diminish the results of people who did well, and I'm not trying to do that because they've earned it. But yeah, I was not a fan of the way this played out. Can't move the Fiendsmith fall off. The problem with the Fiendsmith cards, they're Fu and Max, you're just too good against them. They fell off way harder in OCG than they did in TCG, and it's kind of showing why. They for sure will see a place in the metagame at some point, but it felt wrong just not playing Fiendsmith anywhere. We ended up putting them in Arcana Force, but it almost doesn't matter. Is this deck list public yet? I don't think so. Did Ryan post the deck list? And I feel similarly when Ryzel Mouse was in TCG. About the state of the format? No, because there's 2 big differences. For one, Ryzel was released with Star Ryzel, which makes Ryzel significantly less interesting. The way Ryzel is interacting with, or the way you interact with Ryzel and the way it's fun, is because you can hit the duo drive with hand traps. It meant that if you held hand traps for a choke point, you could stop their field, but not to the point where they went to nothing. So it'd make an interesting grind game. But now with Star, that doesn't work. It becomes almost impossible to handle Ryzel now going first as well. Malice is cancer because obviously Apo and Decoder are broken, but also it's best of 1, right? So you don't get a side deck for cards like Meows, Lancia, Inscription. And what that means is a lot of games are just over immediately. I thought really that Jesse was cannot do anything about it. That's why I feel like it was a big difference between TCG and Master Duel. Apo with Malice and best of 1 is so chalked. It's not great. Buck would have done better. There were some small misplays, but honestly, our luck was just not good either. Ryan made detonator 0 times. I bricked 4. Or I bricked twice and drew like bad hands twice that lost to a single interaction, which they had. Preparation-wise, it could have made your list more consistent. No, I was happy with the lists because the thing is, they're built in a way to be able to win going second because my deck is weaker. Like when I played in ranked, just texting my decks, they were good. Think you guys will try for TCG Worlds again or more focused on Master Duel? Both. I'll do whatever. Again, I'm not really picky about it. I need to do the Duelist Cup. Worlds is the focus. I want to go back to Japan. Have I seen the new pack yet? I have. Duelist Cup is going to be Cancer. When isn't DC Cancer? True.